academic language in research paper and thesis. The organizer has given me an opportunity to present my views on different types of research. Hope so. I will catch your attention till end. So, my friends, my talk is divided into. Let me at the beginning uh, make you clear that my talk is talk quickly talks about. First, I will talk about what is research. Then I will throw light on ethics and characteristics of research. Further, very quickly, I will talk about various types of research, and uh, uh, towards the end of my talk, I will summarize the points which I have discussed for the entire lecture. So, friends, let us begin. Let us begin with what is research. Research is the systematic and objective analysis and recording of controlled observations that may lead to the development of generalization. So, if you see, the word research is composed of two syllables, re and search. The dictionary defines the former as a prefix, right? Re, which mean again, anew, or over again, and the latter as a verb, which mean to examine closely, carefully, to test and to try or to probe. In the same way, if you Google it, you will find so many synonym words of the word research. That is, you can find investigation, experimentation, testing, exploration, analysis, fact finding, examination, scrutiny, scrutinization, then probing, study, inquire into, look into, and more like a groundwork, etc. So, friends, research is the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. So it is like a turning ideas into reality. There are so many famous academicians who uh, uh, we can say they talk about different definitions of research, the word research, and according to Redman and Maury, we can see that research is a careful and systematized effort of gaining new knowledge. So I'm not going in detail about all those definitions, but um, to sum up, actually, research means the repetitive and in-depth findings of the objects. It simply means searching for the core of the atoms, making some conclusions, discovering new theories, and clarifying those contributions fall under the process of research. In other words, we can say that research is a well planned and scientific method of finding solutions to a wide variety of problems. Being a researcher, we need to frame certain objectives of literary research. So we can't go blindly and do the research. The broad objectives like to acquire advanced knowledge, to apply the concerned literary theory or concept to the selected works. We don't go for research only for uh, degree purpose. Okay, so we need to have certain broad objectives to whenever we are enrolling for research. So let me now, friends, let us talk about purpose of good research. Uh, we know that as a researcher, we can attain recognition through thesis as well as sometimes article writing. However, the path to do the research is not easy. We need to write the thesis as per standards of UGC guidelines, and it requires lots of patience. A lot of researchers I have found that have novelty in their topic, but still are unable to write as per required norms given by UGC, University Grant Commission. So it is important to improve quality, follow safeguard ethics, prevent academic misconduct, including plagiarism, right? So research is conducted with certain purpose. Purpose like it is a tool for building knowledge and facilitate learning, as research is required not just for students and academicians, but for all professionals and non-professional fields. So research is conducted with a purpose to inform action, to gather evidence for theories, to contribute to maintain critical thinking and comprehension, which means that research entails both reading and writing. Whenever we are writing um, thesis, we need to read a lot, we need to write a lot. So reading opens the mind to a vast uh, ocean of knowledge, while writing helps us express our own perspectives and transforms our thoughts into more concrete ideas in a way other can understand. So apart from reading and writing, even we need to listen and speak. uh, these are also two important things whenever we are conducting interviews or listening to experts, expert discussion. Their work can help us to analyze issues from new perspectives, and it helps to develop in this way our critical thinking and comprehension. So common purpose is I have um, mentioned here is to explore, describe, and predict. So exploratory kind of research is discovering, uncovering, exploring. So descriptive means we can say gathering information, describing and summarizing as well. Predictive is we can say that predicting what might happen in various certain scenario. So indeed, doing research encourages people to explore possibilities, understand exciting issues, and disprove, we can say, fabrications. So without research, all of our technological advancement and other developments would have been remained just fantasies. So in fact, research is a like a bridge, so that we just cross to achieve all of our goals, both personal as well as societal. So we need to after this we need to talk about characteristics of research. We can summarize in short some desirable characteristics of research. The first one is the research should focus on problem solving. What does it mean? The first and foremost importance of any good research is finding a solution to existing problem. A good research is directed towards finding an answer uh, to the solution for the emerging professional problems or societal problems. So another characteristics of a good research is good research follows a systematic approach to capture accurate data. It emphasizes that a researcher should employ a structural procedure, and also researcher need to practice ethics and a code of conduct while making observations and drawing conclusions. The research should be also logical one. Without manipulating ideas logically, the scientific researcher cannot make much progress in any kind of investigation or any kind of research. So the research should be reductive as well. So this means that the findings of one researcher should be made available to the other researcher to prevent them from repeating the same research. So another characteristics of good research is that the research should be replicable. Uh, this asserts that there should be scope to confirm the findings of a previous research in a new environment and different settings with a new group of subjects or at a different point in time. So the research should be all the time replicable. And also the research should be generative. This is one of the valuable characteristics of any good research, because answering one question leads to generating many other new questions. So all the time the research should be generative one. The research should be action oriented. In other words, we can say that it should be aimed at reaching a solution leading to the implementation of it. That's how it is. It must be, or it should be, action oriented. And the research should follow an integrated multidisciplinary approach. Towards the end of my talk, I'm going to talk about much about interdisciplinary research, since this faculty development program has organized by Commerce College, especially Prerna College of Commerce. So uh, research should follow an integrated multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary approach. So the research must be relatively simple, timely, and time bound, we can say, employing a comprehensively simple design should be there. We should not use bombastic words whenever we are using. I think at the end of this faculty development program, Professor Praveen Joshi sir will talk about thesis writing. So language, what kind of academic writing should be there. So accuracy is one of the most critical aspects of research, and the information must be accurate and correct one. Uh, we can say that this is one of the important characteristics of good research is that use appropriate methodology. A good research is conducted following the selection of an appropriate methodology. Unsuitable methodology will result in wrong findings and contributes to a weak kind of research, we can say, or poor kind of research. So a good research employs appropriate methods and tools for the conduct of the study. So methods and tools of data collection varies depending on the nature and types of research. Here comes our major part of our talk, that is what are the different types of research. So friends, we usually take a research method to improve our understanding. When the data needs to be collected about a specific subject or topic, there are different types of research methods that can be utilized as per the needs of that particular research and study. So there are several types of research that we can see one after another. The first major type of research is basic research. Basic research is also called as pure research or fundamental research. Actually, the concept of basic research emerged between the late 19th century and early 20th century in an attempt to bridge the gap between existing societal utility of science. So, uh, basic research is driven by a scientific curiosity or interest in a scientific question. So it is motivated by a desire to expand knowledge and involves the acquisition of knowledge for knowledge sake only. So it is intended to answer questions like why, what, or how questions and increase understanding of fundamental principles. Moreover, there is no obvious commercial value to the discoveries of basic research. Researcher with the fundamental background knowledge have only one aim, that design studies that can be test, refine, modify, or develop theory only. So actually the basic research generates new ideas, principles, and theories which may not be of immediate practical utility. Though such research lay the foundation for modern progress or development in many fields. But basic research rarely helps practitioners directly with their everyday concerns, but can stimulate new ways of thinking about our daily lives. If you give one example of basic research in health is concerned, basic research methods improve healthcare by providing different dimensions to the understanding and interpretation of health issues. For example, we can say an investigation into the symptoms of coronavirus. So it allows healthcare practitioner to gain more insights into the origin of diseases, which can help to provide uh, cures to such a pandemic, we can say viruses. So of course, uh, there are certain disadvantages of basic research as well. So findings, the disadvantages like findings of basic research have little or no immediate practical implications. This is the major drawback of disadvantage of basic research. However, these findings may be useful in providing solutions to different problems in the we can say long run. Another drawback of fundamental or basic research does not have a strict deadlines, or it does not solve any specific problems. However, basic research is an important research method, we can say, because it exposes a researcher to varying uh, different dimensions within a field of a study. So this proves useful not only for improving scholarship and the general knowledge for knowledge sake purpose, but for solving problems as it is concerned with applied research only. So now let us talk about after this applied research. So if you see friends, what do you mean by applied research? So applied research refers to scientific study and research that seeks to solve practical problems. The goal of applied research is to determine the applicability of theory and principles by testing hypotheses within that specific settings only. So, applied research is used to find solutions to everyday problems, cure illness, and develop innovative technologies rather than to acquire knowledge for knowledge sake purpose that we have seen in basic research. So in many cases, applied research is a follow-up research design for basic research because it further investigates the outcomes of basic research in order to validate these findings and apply them to create innovative solutions to specific problems. So there is a vast scope for applied research in the fields of technology, commerce, management, economics, and other social sciences. Examples of applied research topics include eyewitness memory, clinical treatment of psychological, we can say, disorders, or behavioral interventions for children within particular autisms or decision making. There are several, uh, there is a vast scope for applied research. So one might legitimately say that the goal of applied research is to improve human conditions. For example, we can say that uh, applied research and investigation to determine the healing properties of mushrooms. Or another example of applied research is an investigation to determine the side effects of alcohol consumption. So, some scientists feel that the time has come for a shift to emphasis away from basic research towards, we can say, applied research for the sake of human growth, human population. Of course, there is a difference between, uh, we can say, difference between basic and applied research, that we can say applied research helps organizations and individuals to solve scientific or specific problems, unlike basic research that is simply focused on expanding knowledge without providing any kind of a solution to existing problem. This, however, does not neglect the fact that findings from basic research are useful for to solve the particular problem. So, in short, we can give say that basic research is theoretical and for knowledge expansion purpose, and applied research is practical and betterment for humans. Friend, another very important type of research is correlational research. So it refers to the systematic investigation or statistical study of relationship among two or more variables, actually without necessarily determining cause and effect. So it is the starting point of any type of research. Correlational research is a starting point of any type of research. It allows you to think two variables by observing their behaviors in the most natural environment. It is a quicker, easier, less expensive, and more convenient than experimental research or applied research. So correlational is also used to establish the, we can say, validity of measurements. So it is the best to conduct correlational research using an online correlational research survey form. There are various ways we can do it, like a Google form is also there, and we can in this way gather data gathering process or more convenient through such kind of a online survey. For example, correlation research is concerned when studying humans. Carrying out an experiment can be seen as unsafe or unethical. So, hence, choosing correlational research would be the best option. Another example, we can say that you want to know if wealthy people are less likely to be a patient. From your experience, you believe that wealthy people are impatient. However, uh, we you want to establish a statistical patterns that proves or disproves your belief. So in this case, we can carry out correlational research to identify a trend that links both variables. So there are certain disadvantage of correlational research as well. So it is a limiting in nature, as it can only be used to determine the statistical relationship between only two variables. It cannot be used to establish a relationship between more than two variables. So this is the one of the major drawback of correlational research. Another very important type of a research is descriptive research. So actually descriptive research refers to research that provides an accurate portrayal of characteristics of a particular individual, situation, or group. So this methodology focuses more on what of the research project than why of the research subject, we can say. For example, an apparel brand that wants to, we can say, understand the fashion purchasing trend in Nagpur city. Uh, if we see, and if the Nagpur buyers will conduct a we can say demographic survey of the particular region, gathering population data, and the conduct descriptive research on that on this demographic segment. The study will then uncover details on what is the purchasing pattern of Nagpur buyers, but not cover any investigate uh, information about why this pattern is there exist. Okay, so all in all, in a descriptive research, the data is collected through primary data collection method such as case studies, observational method, and surveys. So this kind of data collection provides us with a rich information and can be used for future research as well. So it can also be used for developing hypothesis or your research objectives. So descriptive research is a cost effective research, and the data collection of this research can be done quickly. But there are certain disadvantages of descriptive research is that respondents, what kind of trend is there, as we have seen the example, we don't know if what is the purchasing pattern of Nagpur buyers. If they are collecting data or survey or case studies, they are observing it. Respondents can give misleading or incorrect responses if they feel that the questions are related to their intimate matters or personal matters. So there is a possibility that the respondents may mislead you or give you incorrect responses to your particular question. So this is the major, we can say, disadvantages of descriptive research. Another very important type of research is ethnographic research. And ethnographic research refers to a study that uh, we can say through direct observation of users in their natural environment rather than in the laboratory. So the interact with things in their natural environment. So the objective of this type of research is to gain insights into how users interact with things in their natural environment. So it provides the researcher with an understanding of how those users see the world and how they interact with everything around them. So ethnography is a branch of actually ethno, anthropology that involves trying to understand how people live in their lives. So unlike traditional market researchers, who asks specific, highly practical questions, but anthropological researcher visits consumers in their homes or offices to observe and listen in a non directed way. So, our goal is to see, as far as this research is concerned, people's behavior on their terms, not ours. So, while this observation method may appear insufficient, it enlightens us about the context in which customers would use a new product and uh, the meaning that product might hold in their lives. So it involves ethnographical research involves the systematic collection, description, and analysis of data for development of theories of that particular cultural behavior. So actually there is one biggest disadvantages of ethnography research is that because there is a greater insight into the user, it takes much longer to generate and analyze all the findings. However, ethnographic research are a very good way to really understand your users and the challenges they may face while going about their everyday lives. So, this is all about ethnographic research. Let us talk about experimental research. Actually, we have heard such kind of research now and then. Experimental research is an objective, systematic, controlled investigation for the purpose of predicting and controlling phenomena and examining probability and causality among selected variables. So, it is the most familiar type of research design for individuals in the physical sciences and host of other fields as well. So, this is mainly because of experimental research. The classical scientific experiment similar to those of performed in a high school, uh, we can say science subjects. So the experimental research method is widely used in physical, social sciences, even in psychology, and even in education. So it is based on the comparison between two here, two or more groups with a straightforward logic, which may, however, be difficult to execute. There are few disadvantages of this kind of research as well, that it is very expensive, it is also very risky, and may have ethical complications that cannot be ignored. So this is a common in medical research. uh, Disadvantage of experimental research is, um, this is very common that such kind of research is very risky, where failed trials may lead to the patient's death, or we can say it causes health hazard issues. So yet experimental research designs are often considered to be the standard in research designs. It is suitable for research whose goal is to examine cause effect relationship, and it can be conducted in the laboratory or in field setting depending on the aim of the research that is being carried out. So this is all about experimental research. Let us talk about exploratory research. So exploratory research is it is a type of research conducted for a problem that has not been clearly defined. It helps, actually exploratory research helps to determine the best research design, data collection method, and the selection of subjects. So the results of exploratory research are not usually useful for decision making by themselves, but also they can provide significant insight into a given situation. They are not structured studies, so it is usually low cost, interactive, and open ended kind of a thing. So the researcher has a lot of flexibility and can adapt to changes as the research progresses. So, but as far as this research is concerned, the main disadvantage of exploratory research is that they provide uh, qualitative data. What is data that we can see? What do you mean by quantitative and qualitative in the latter part of my talk? So, interpretation of such information can be sometimes judgmental. This is the major drawback of exploratory research, that or judgmental or biased one. However, the goal of exploratory research is to explore the problem and around it, and not actually driven a conclusion from it. So to add on, I would like to say that exploratory research will enable a researcher to set a strong foundation for exploring his ideas. Another type of research is grounded theory research. So, grounded theory research is a research approach designed to discover what problems exist in a given social environment and how the persons involved handle them. So, it involves formulation, testing, and reformation of prepositions until a theory is developed. So this is all about grounded theory research. Let us talk about historical research. It is a research involving analysis of events that occurred in the remote or recent past. So historical research can show patterns that occurred in the past and over time, which can help us to see where we can come from and what kinds of solutions we have used in the past. So understanding of historical research, this can add perspective on how we examine current situation, current events, and educational practices. And we can cross check with where we came from and what kinds of solutions we have uh, used in the nearest past or in the past. So another very important type of research is phenomenological research, and it is an inductive uh, descriptive research approach developed from phenomenological philosophy. What do you mean by this kind of philosophy? It aims is to describe an experience as it is actually lived by a person. So on a we can say this is all about this kind of research. Let us come towards on a broader perspective. Let us talk about two major, all researches we can say can be classified into two groups: qualitative research and quantitative research. So first is qualitative research, and uh, qualitative research is a research dealing with phenomena that are difficult or impossible to qualify mathematically, and such as beliefs, meanings, attributes, and symbols. So, qualitative researchers aim to gather an in depth understanding of human behavior and the reasons that govern such behavior. The qualitative method investigates the why and how of decision making, not just what, where, and when. So it is absolutely not related with statistical or mathematical things. But on the other hand, if you see, quantitative research refers to the systematic empirical investigation of any phenomena by statistical, mathematical, or kind of techniques. So the objectives of qualitative research is to develop and employ mathematical models, theories, and hypotheses pertaining to particular phenomena. So in short, qualitative research methods focus on words and meanings, while quantitative research methods focus on numbers and statistics. So this is all about quantitative and qualitative research. Friends, while moving towards to talk about a very important uh, topic, that is interdisciplinary research, we need to understand few terms. Let us in our own small way ask what is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary research. So in the jargon or the high seriousness and the abundant use of unnecessary words kill the essence of the basic research. We can see there are so many academicians, they use such a bombastic jargons, so that the basic essence of research something somewhere lost. So the definition of a discipline and discussion about the varieties of interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary research have occupied much scholarly debate nowadays. Although there is not always argument on these definitions, but it is clear that areas of research are dynamic, continuously emerging, melding, and transforming. So, what is considered interdisciplinary today might be considered disciplinary tomorrow. So, first, let us understand what do you mean by discipline. So, everyone is aware about discipline. I have given one example. I hope to be a math teacher, so I am studying the disciplines of mathematics and education. So, discipline means a concentrated and bounded academic field of study. So, this is all about discipline. On the other hand, disciplinarity means, I have given one example here. Her measure demonstrates a rigid disciplinarity in that it includes courses from only one field of study. So here, disciplinarity is what results from discipline oriented activities and structures. So this is all about, wait a minute. Let us talk about multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary. What do you mean by multidisciplinary? So the definition of a multidisciplinary is something that combines several fields of study or academic interest. An example of a multidisciplinary course of a study is when you study math, science, English, and history. You are studying all multidisciplinary courses. Like multidisciplinary draws on knowledge from different disciplines but stays within their boundaries. They don't interchange, they don't mingle, right? Between two disciplines combined together. So transdisciplinary integrates. Uh, it is a research defined as a research efforts conducted by investigators from different disciplines working jointly to create new conceptual or theoretical or methodological, or we can say methodological innovations that integrate and move beyond disciplines, or as far as that specific approach to address a common problem. In simple words, it integrates the natural, social, and health sciences in a humanities context. So this is transdisciplinary approach. So I majorly I am talking about interdisciplinary approach because it is a very booming kind of approach. And what uh, so before moving to talk about interdisciplinary approach, we need to understand what do you mean by interdisciplinary approach. So I have found out one very good definition of interdisciplinary approach, that it is a mode of research by teams or individuals that integrates information, data, techniques, tools, perspectives, concepts, and or theories from two or more disciplines or bodies of specialized knowledge to advance fundamental understanding or to solve problems whose solutions are beyond the scope of a single discipline or area of a research practice. So in short, what I'm trying to say here is that interdisciplinary incorporates several fields of study to allow collaboration among diverse disciplines to either specify or broaden students' education to gain understanding or to solve problems. Like like we can say comparative literature, Dalit literature, gender studies. The this interdisciplinary research too has joined the elite club of fanciful phrases. So no matter we can say Dalit literature, gender studies, comparative literature is booming, but we all are nowadays talking about what matter is interdisciplinary approach, how it runs. It is a very recent phenomenon. How and what interdisciplinary approach and how it works, that we need to understand. Look at, I need to talk in a very simple words. Sorry, when you read a novel or a poem or anything else, it has a deep impact on you. Then your responses to it is bound to be interdisciplinary. Whatever kind of a text you read, a novel, drama, poem, or anything else. For example, you read a story about a girl, about a boy, and you say, this boy is deeply attached to his mother. And then you say, boys are usually more attached to their mothers. Quite an accepted fact. After you have thought it out like this, the psychologist comes and tells you that it is called Oedipus complex. You are talking about. So your approach become interdisciplinary, psychology and literature. But the point is that your approach was interdisciplinary at the first place itself. Even before psychologists came and gave you technical terms, it is called Oedipus complex. So in fact, to think is to be interdisciplinary. Life itself is a multi or interdisciplinary. That is the point. So To give you another example, if I read a Booker Prize winning writer's book, Arvind Adiga's The White Tiger, and I say, oh my God, my country really needs to develop a lot on various grounds. So the gap between haves and have-nots is really wide. When I say this, my thinking is interdisciplinary. How I don't need the economist to come and formally take me into the interdisciplinary branches and say that our situation of there is a huge gap between rich and poor, which is reflected in the in that Booker Pine winning uh, textbook, that novel, The White Tiger, right? So we are all interdisciplinary. Vision, perception, and analysis all are incomplete if they are not going beyond the narrow limits of that particular subject. If I don't go beyond language or literature, but it is bound to be, we need to cross the boundaries, right? As far as knowledge of boundary is concerned. So knowledge itself is incomplete if it's not crossing subject or discipline barriers. Crossing everything is considered as a negative term, but here crossing subject or discipline boundaries is the need of an hour, which is also reflected in national educational policy, and you can read it in national education policies, which was published recently, right? So philosophers, historians, psychologists, anthropologists, economists all have found universal patterns in understanding life and knowledge. Knowledge from one branch has been used to enhance understanding of another branch of knowledge. So anything that connects, uh, let us talk about another few examples, that whatever it connects, knowledge of life is also all the time multi or interdisciplinary is concerned. So if I see a particular person like Sita, when I see Sita and I say she is a very kind hearted, I think of a Rohan and I say he is religious. When I think of a Kiran, I know he is sincere about his studies. What I am doing, just I am connecting each person with a corresponding idea. So it happens with books, it happens with textbooks, it happens with novels, dramas, whenever you are reading it, poems. Just like a human being, each book declares its own corresponding idea or ideas. Literature, which intertwines within such fields, you can see history, philosophy, sociology, we can say economics, psychology, and so on. It is a discipline. Interdisciplinary approach is a discipline wherein language is used as a medium of expression so as to interpret man, human beings' existence and culture as well. So increasingly, research is moving towards more and more interdisciplinary in nature. You can see so many research is bound to be interdisciplinary in nature. Since I am a language and literature student, right? So I can found out so many interdisciplinary studies collaborated with each other. For example, eco-criticism. Eco-criticism is the study of literature and the environment from and interdisciplinary point of view, where literature scholars analyze the text that illustrates environmental concerns and examine the various ways of literature treats towards the divine nature. So we can say whenever we are reading William Wordsworth's poems, right, or any textbook of any particular writer, now it is a booming field, interdisciplinary, and so many approaches are coming, and so many terms are emerging because of this interdisciplinary nature study is concerned, research is concerned. Another one is ecofeminism. Ecofeminism also represents another recent and important development within environmental study itself. Ecofeminists see a connection between the domination of a women and the domination of a nature. They attempt to specify links between the two forms of domination and advocates both environmental protection and equal rights to as far as to women. So specifically, this philosophy emphasizes the ways both nature and women are treated in this mostly patriarchal or male dominated, male centered society. So they analyze study from that point of view. If you see, another example is new historicism. New historicism, you must have read so many historical novels. uh, it is the line between history and literature, and the historiographic metafiction dissolves the distinction between history and story. Whenever you are reading uh, Girish Karnad's Tughlaq, you can come across so many historical, and all the time it is a textbook. So new historicism is there, literature and film. It is also recent phenomena that the close relationship between how literature and film is has existed since the advent of cinema due to the strong visual characteristics of uh, media, we can say audio and visual things. So both film and literature work hand in hand to boost the progress of human civilization. That's why we can see so many writers uh, books are adapted in film forms. So adaptation of literary genres for filming is not a new thing. So it's a age old thing, and any director wants to uh, direct his film same as Charles Dickens or wrote his novels. So similarly, we can see that because of cinema is the reflection of the society itself, and we can see recently also so many um, Chetan Bhagat's novels are adapted into movies, right. So literature and cinema film is bound to be interdisciplinary in nature. So literature and politics, we can see, we can read, it focuses on idea that literary form itself is a political, and investigates claims that literature can criticize and alter political beliefs by being experienced in that particular era. Like we have read like George Orwell's Animal Farm. So how political situation was criticized in 1984. So this is how we can connect. So another so many examples of we can say interdisciplinary things are concerned, like literature and culture is also there. So cultural study is also booming thing. Literature and cultural studies gives you access to historical and emergence of traditions and culture in that particular tribe. Whenever we are reading textbooks of Chinua Achebe, Virginia Woolf, or any writer, Indian writer, it is both. We can see how language medicated or reflected through the text allows different ways of knowing that particular culture. Whenever we are reading textbook of Chinua Achebe, we are bound to understand African culture. So even there is a science fiction is also there, which is emerging, and science fiction is nothing but there is a science and all the time fiction. So it is the literature of the human species encountering change, whether it arrives via scientific discoveries, technological innovations, natural events, or societal shifts. That is what we can see in most of the our favorite science fiction movies like Avengers is there, Avenger Endgames. What if this goes on? So science fiction is interdisciplinary in nature, concerned not only with the literary qualities but also exploring core values of diverse fields. And it is the most commonly study of both the fields. Then there is also we can talk about a few things like technology and ELT is also there. So let me before that talk about technology and ELT or English language teaching is also there. The use of computer science and improving English language, whether it is speaking, reading, writing, or uh, reading, writing, we can say listening. So, right, even MAL is emerging. What do you mean by MAL? Mobile assisted language learning, which is also booming field. Combination of mobile technology and improvement of language. So even I'm not sure, but since it is a commerce college, so electronic commerce is also one of the emerging mm, interdisciplinary research, commerce and management, and there are so many things which are bound to be interdisciplinary in nature. So the few reasons of growing popularity of interdisciplinary research is that it helps to solve conflict of interest among we can say from commerce point of view stakeholders of the company. Sometimes interdisciplinary research is seen as a remedy to the harmful effects of excessive specialization in management only or in particular subject only. So interdisciplinary research collaboration results in a new solutions to problems. Much information is given back to the various disciplines involved, like the way we are approaching to each other. It is the new way of learning through Google Meet, Zoom platform, Cisco WebEx, Microsoft Team. This is the all technology and learning various disciplines. So all in all, here plagiarism in research is also very much important. I am sure that other speakers whenever they are speaking about research uh, in the forthcoming days they will talk much about plagiarism. That what do you mean by plagiarism? Anything that we take, we if we have taken words, ideas, findings, writings, graphic representation, diagrams, graphs, illustrations, information, lectures, printed material, electronic material, any other original work, including now UGC has given punishment for self plagiarism as well, that we should not publish our own work twice. So there are so many softwares are also available whenever you are doing any research, whatever type of research you are doing, you must follow safeguard ethics and plagiarism checkers. So there are softwares like Turnitin is there, Urkundi is there, Grammarly is also there. In most of the universities, such kind of softwares helps you to check your writing quality by scanning millions on internet pages. So we need to be very authentic uh, as far as writing thesis is concerned, whatever kind of thesis is concerned. So the last let us I need to conclude here with the main purposes of research are to inform action, gather evidences for theories, and contribute to developing knowledge in a field study. So in fact, research is necessary and valuable in our daily lives. It is a tool for building knowledge and facilitating learning. It is a means to understand issues and increase public awareness. It is used to prove theories. It helps us succeed in business. Research build credibility. It allows us to disprove lies and support truth. It is a means to find seize opportunities. It promotes a love of and confidence in reading, writing, analyzing, and sharing valuable information. It provides nourishment and exercise for the mind. It encourages also love of learning that extends beyond four walls, beyond classrooms. So it also acts as a medium of communication for not only for authors, experts, scientists, scholars, but also students of any discipline. So the practice of research has become a necessity for scholars, students, scientists, professionals, non-professionals, and many more. The often use of research to experiment in different fields, it become important for a student to publish a thesis or research paper that can help them to score well in academic courses. But writing a research paper or thesis for any academic course helps students complete their graduation degree, but also they can while writing research writing plays a very crucial role in the development of persons or students' individuality, and it adds their personality as well. So uh, uh, research is marked as an important tool for success for any business organization or firm. With the help of research, we can find new opportunities and methods to help you to succeed in life. So, thank you, entire team of Prerna College of Commerce, especially the most active, dynamic, acclaimed academician, Honorable Principal Professor Praveen Joshi sir, for giving me an opportunity to share my views in front of such a patient and learned audience. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning to all the dignitaries, Honorable Resource Person, Dr. Prashant Mothe sir, Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, the Director of Prerna College of Commerce, and all the faculty members. I, Bhagyashri Tizare, extend a warm and hearty welcome to each one of you on the second day of Virtual Faculty Improvement Program on the Research Methodology, being organized by Prerna College of Commerce, Nagpur. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that today we have a prolific honorable resource person with us, Dr. Prashant Mothe, as expert in English language teaching. He has been teaching English for past 13 years and presently he is professor in Adarsh Mahavidyalaya, Omerga, Usmanabad. Sir is content developer for the syllabus of degree
देश के
program
आवाज को
at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He was the special invitee on the Board of Studies English at the B.K. Birla College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Kalyan,
ऐसे
Mumbai.
करते हैं इसको
Sir has delivered dozens of lectures as a resource person in various institutions at the UGC, HRDC, also AICTE, and UGC State Center. Also, he
अनसर्टनिटी
has
वर्ल्ड
delivered
में
the
हम
various
निश्चित अपनी
talks
सोच
in
के लिए
different institutions as a keynote speaker and chaired the session in foreign countries also. Sir has conducted more than 75 webinars internationally and nationally during lockdown. He has presented 25 research articles in various international, national, and state conferences and seminars. Sir has published 35 articles in international and national journals. Sir is research guide of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad, and three research scholars have successfully completed his research under his able guidance. He has been appointed as an external examiner of PhD for a number of universities. Sir is editor-in-chief UGC approved journal. Sir has been resource person in many international and national conferences, seminars, and webinars. He has published and co-authored 7 books. It's really an honor to have such a remarkable personality with us today. Now we start question answer session. Sir, first question is for the Savitha Pereira. Please explain case study method.
As far as
Over
case
to you,
study,
sir.
as far as case study method is concerned, we need to we can make case study with the help of a online questionnaire or by taking interviews. You hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible, Prashant.
Actually, a case study is a study of a specific subject, such as a person, group, place, event, organization, or phenomena. And case studies are good for describing, comparing, evaluating, and understanding of different aspects of research problems. So, this is what I want to talk about case study.
Any other question?
Thank you, sir. Second question is, can you differentiate multidisciplinary and the interdisciplinary research?
If you
Over
have
to you,
seen,
sir.
if you have during my talk, I have talked much about this one multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary approach. That multidisciplinary means there, if you, for example, if you are doing degree courses, okay, during that time you are learning so many courses. Suppose, for example, history is there, political science is there, and English is there. Okay, it is not intermingling those courses, so these are called multidisciplinary courses. But interdisciplinary is that the examples which I have given, two disciplines interchange their knowledge and it works together and to form to come as a solution, like eco-criticism which I have given, ecology, or we can say geographical study is also there, and literature. Both we are studying simultaneously together. This is what I want to one image I want to share with you. Let me check whether it is available.
Third question is,
Sir, ma'am, here look at. I have given you one image, right? Interdisciplinary, two disciplines we are learning together, right? And multidisciplinary is two separate disciplines are there. Look at it. I have even given here one definition that multidisciplinarity draws on knowledge from different disciplines, like knowledge from history, political science, English is something different, but stays within their boundaries. They don't cross their boundary and emerge one stream, right?
See, what Dr. Prashant says is absolutely all right. Somebody is asking this question from the viewpoint conferences, I suppose, or studies undertaken. For example, botany and zoology, they will be interdisciplinary. Now, for example, biotechnology and biochemistry, they will be interdisciplinary studies. In interdisciplinary, they are somewhere sister branches. They are connected. But for the purpose of learning and studies, their knowledge is divided. Their syllabus is divided. Whereas in multidisciplinary, we take different subjects. For example, we are studying, say, history, then English. And in English, we take literature. Then we also take, for example, geography. See, knowledge as a whole is interconnected. Everything is under the sky is connected. It is integrated. But for the purpose of studies, we have divided them so that we can understand very well. Right? It is not possible for a human being to study all the subjects. Sometimes when interlinking is there and there are sister studies, sister branches, it will be interdisciplinary. But having absolutely exclusively different branches together will be multidisciplinary. So Dr. Prashant has nicely explained that.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Prashantji.
Yes, yes.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Sir, your lecture was very informative.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Sir, I have a question. Suppose a student is doing some research work using some modeling, and my first question is, that how much time he should devote to descriptive research, and how much time he should devote in analytical research, or he should follow a hybrid approach. What's your suggestion, sir?
Time limit for the research, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, it depends. No, may I ask you from which discipline you belong?
Sir, I'm from a technical field, electronics.
Okay. Whether you are asking question related to PhD work or any,
Yes, sir,
any
yes, sir.
kind of.
Yes, sir.
Sir, the time limit has given by the UGC itself, so we can't submit any kind of a research before 3 years. Okay, and it takes minimum 3 years to complete any kind of research. Either it is a descriptive or what you have said mentioned.
Analytical
Research. Okay, the thing is that whether he is a full-time research scholar or part-time research scholar, it also depends upon their submission of the thesis. So time, as far as research is concerned, for me, time is not the limit. Quality of research work is more important than time, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next question for Ravi Verma Joshi, sir. Can it be possible to take research project with any university affiliation? Will it be treated as equal to those of PhD?
Sir, no, it cannot be treated equal as a PhD. See, if you have taken any project of ICSSR or a minor research project of a particular university, respective university, or major research project of respective from by UGC or your respective university, it is not equivalent to PhD, sir. Research project is absolutely unequal. We can't equal to the PhD.
Thank you, sir. Next question from Dr. Kavita Patil. What is the difference between exploratory and the grounded research?
I have clearly mentioned in my talk, no, what do you mean by exploratory and grounded research? So, do you want me to repeat all those things? Because it takes time. I will share what I will do. Can I can share you my slides and all the details. You can approach me after this lecture through my email or through my WhatsApp number. I can give you details about all different kinds of research. I have given the definitions of a grounded theory research and exploratory research. Actually, if you want me to specify in a simple word, that exploratory research is a type of research conducted for a problem that has not been clearly defined. Okay, and grounded theory research, research approach designed to discover what problems exist in a given social environment and how the persons involved to handle them. And it involves formation, testing, as well as reformulation of prepositions until the a theory is developed. I will give you so many examples. May I ask you who has asked this question? You can approach me. I can share you my details. First, details of how to approach me.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, in the chat box, I am mentioning my WhatsApp number. If you want more details, okay, I have mentioned.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, here I can see one question. How can we opt funded research project? So nowadays UGC has stopped giving funds to research project, but all the time we can get funds from UGC as far as a research minor research project or a major research project is concerned. Then we have so many organizations, for funding agencies are there. So science has a different funding agencies. Even social sciences has a different funding agencies, like ICSSR is also there. So so many funding agencies are there, and during particular time we can apply for those funding agencies. Okay, when the forms are open. Thank you, ma'am. The best to hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, the best funding agency, as I have mentioned, University Grant Commission and ICSSR. I am not sure about science funding agencies, but there are so many also. They can we can surf it online as well. What are the funding agency for science stream? For particular universities also give funding. They give funds for doing research. Like in my university, I can apply for minor research project, and my university give me around 50,000 if I belongs to humanity stream, and for science stream they give you more than 1 lakh rupee.
Prashant,
Yes, sir.
excellently you have explained everything
Thank you, sir.
in detail, and it was a wonderful delivery.
Thank you, sir.
You will always see good work means more work. So
Thank you, sir.
once you are delivered excellently, you will be invited many more times in future.
Thank you, sir.
Any question from anybody?
Thank.
Dr. Ravish Kumar Soni ji, do you want to ask anything? Dr. Ravish Kumar Soni.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Please put your question.
Nothing, sir.
Nothing. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to all the participants for their questions. Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful and informative session. You have explained everything in very lucid manner. I am sure that your talk will immensely benefit each one of us. Once again, I would like to express our special thanks to all of you, sir, for taking the time out of your heavy schedule and accepting our request to deliver the lecture in this faculty improvement program. Now I would like to request Ms. Priya Godbole ma'am to propose vote of thanks. Over to Priya ma'am.
Thank you, Bhagyashree madam. Good afternoon to one and all who have joined this faculty improvement program in virtual mode. I, Priya Godbole, feel highly privileged for having been entrusted the duty of proposing a vote of thanks on behalf of Prerna College of Commerce. First and foremost, I thank our honorable resource person for today's session, Dr. Prashant Mothe sir from Adarsh Mahavidyalaya, Umarga, Usmanabad, Maharashtra. I feel profoundly thankful to him for having spared his valuable time from his busy schedule and for sharing his valuable knowledge and precious guidance with us on this occasion. Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful experience listening to you on this occasion. We express our profound sense of thankfulness for your kind address. We would surely love to learn a lot from you in future too. I would like to express our sincere thanks to Honorable President of Prerna Seva Mandal, Professor R.C. Kulhane sir, the Secretary of Prerna Seva Mandal, Dr. S.C. Kulhane sir. My hearty thanks to our respected Director of Prerna College of Commerce, Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, for his continuous motivation, support, vision and commitment. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to our Principal, Dr. Ujjwal Lanjivar sir, for his continuous guidance. I would like to thank our program coordinator, Dr. Leeladhar Revatkar sir, and his team members for their coordination. I am also thankful to the technical team and to all the participants for being a part of this program. At last, I thank all for making this program a resounding success. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Prashant,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for golden
See
opportunity.
you
Thank you.
again.
Thank you. See you, sir. Thank you.
We have not given you opportunity. We have taken the opportunity of having you with us.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
That's a matter of
Pleasure
great
is
pleasure.
all mine. Thank you. Thank you for everyone.
Chalo.
Can I end at the meeting, sir?